Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing today? So today is is it March or is it February? It's March. It's March the 13th right now. March the 13th. It's about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So a lot has happened, right? Tons has happened with Bitcoin. And yeah, a possible target is definitely 7,600 to 8,200, and we're going to go over why. But first of all, let's look at BitConnect, I guess. We should always follow up with BitConnect first, okay? So BitConnect's 24-hour volume has actually gone up a little bit right now. We look at the historical data, the volume is actually increasing, which is amazing. So BitConnect March 9, 15K, 18K, 25K. Oh no, a little dip in the market there, but that's okay because we recovered today. Somebody decided to pump another $4,000 into the market. 24-hour volume is not bad. I was saying a few days ago that if you guys want to know how to rally, you got to look at Bitcoin or BitConnect because it was actually doing some double digits. Pretty impressive numbers, I have to admit, right? Not bad at all. Market cap is about $20 million. I think in about 25 years or so, we're probably going to recover whenever Bitcoin hits $100,000. That's probably the mark when BitConnect will probably rally up to around $400. So for the people that are holding BitConnect still, I'm no financial advisor, but you know what they say, you don't lose any money until you actually decide to sell. So make sure you guys just hang on. Bitcoin will probably rally to about $100,000 in 3 to 4 years, and you guys will probably be able to recover the majority of your money there. So other than that, let's take a look at Bitcoin now, right? So Bitcoin has been doing some astronomical drops, and it's actually very healthy in the market. What we see is Bitcoin's 24-hour volume. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. We were at $5 billion. Now we're at $6 billion. Now we're at $6.4 billion. And now we're at $6.8 billion. So the market is interested right now in dumping the market. So I want to show you guys something. I don't know if you guys have watched my previous videos, but I want to show you guys like how ridiculously crazy some of my technical analysis has been before, okay? So just check this out for a moment, all right? I want to show you guys the power of projections. Just bear with me for a few seconds. This was when Bitcoin Cash was $14,000, and I projected that Bitcoin Cash would actually hit about $2,800. So just bear with me for a second.
This is going to blow you guys away. Right here, $2,107. Now, that's just for a 1-to-1 ratio.
There we go, right here.
We're going to assume that it can actually go to here because 168 could be a very, very, very viable target as well. So we're actually targeting $2,800 possibly as well.
So there's where I mentioned $2,800, right? And we actually hit $2,799, right? And then people thought I was crazy when I made that projection, when it was only $1,400, that it would actually go up to $2,800. Then people were like, whoa, okay, this guy's not bad. And then after it hit that target, what I mentioned in another video was this one right here, that it was going to hit roughly, see the title, correction target to $850, right? I projected it would actually hit to $850 there. And you guys know what it hit? Indulge me for a moment, okay? I just want to show you guys the power of technical analysis. We actually missed my target by $1. So not only did I project the $2,800 mark, but I also projected the $800 mark. And the reason, like how I did that was just by using Fibonacci extensions, right? Like I'll go into it really, really quickly how I did it. I just took the base range here when it was at about the $1,400 mark, right around there. And I did a very bullish count of Fibonacci extension. And this does tie to Bitcoin, just so you guys know, okay? So then I assumed a very bullish mark, and that is how we hit my $2,800 mark, like right around there. So people thought I was crazy for using a very unorthodox style of trading, right? And I want to show you guys the power of something called measured moves. Now, measured moves is something that happens in the market quite often, and measured moves cannot be discounted at all. So Bitcoin Cash did something like this a while back, okay? It did a move of about $385 there, and upon the breakout of it, it actually did another exact measured move right here, right? which was a scary thing. Not only did it do an exact measured move to right over here, but it did another exact measured move to right here. So it did like a triple measured move from right here and to right there as well. So these measured moves are ridiculously powerful, and they also tie to the way a lot of other coins are analyzed as well. So I want to explain to you guys first of all the mechanics of an inverted flag. So now my count has actually changed to a bearish count, guys. Before, my Bitcoin count was basically a very bullish count of doing something like this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I assumed that this right here was a very bullish count. Remember in all of my videos, I was mentioning that, hey, we might actually have a very bullish count here. If we do, then this is the end of the C correction right here. But unfortunately, I don't believe that this is now properly counted. It's definitely not that bullish. And the reason why it's not bullish anymore, in my opinion, well, it still is bullish long term, keep in mind. It's incredibly bullish. But the reason why I cannot count this as a bullish count anymore is because of this inverted flag, which actually did not make an impulse move up. So now I'm left with basically this count right there, okay? Where we get a very truncated C position, or sorry, a fifth wave, making a double top. So some people would call this an M formation, as you guys know, okay? An M formation like that, where we come down. That's a very logical way to call it as well. But we're gonna call this now a possible ABC instead, like that, where it can come down to a very defined target. And we're gonna talk about how these targets can actually be derived as well, now that these formations have actually completed. So the way that we see this, now you guys really need to understand how projections are made, all right? If you guys played this part right here and you followed my strategy, I'm going to show you guys once again how you're supposed to play this so you guys know for the long term. So we count this as waves 1, okay, and we count this as waves 2. Now as soon as waves 1 and 2 form, right, when it hits the peak there, it doesn't matter. When it hits the bottom, you draw a trend line, okay? You draw a trend line support right here. After you draw a trend line support, you take your, when it breaks down at this specific point right there, guys, okay? At this specific point is where you short the market. If people don't know what shorting the market means, it means that you're betting against the market and that it will go down. Does that make sense? So if you go into a long position, you buy low and you sell high. But if you short, you're basically borrowing, let's say 1 Bitcoin from your exchange that you short, and let's say you shorted it at $10,000, right? You're betting that the market will go down. So if it goes down to $9,000, right, you first short sell your $10,000 Bitcoin. And then when the market goes down, you have to buy back a Bitcoin because you borrowed one from the exchange. So because it's going down, let's say it goes down to 9K, then you're buying back 1 Bitcoin at 9K, but you originally paid 10K. And because you paid originally 10K and you're buying one back at 9K, you give your 1 Bitcoin that you bought back at 9K to the exchange, and then you keep the $1,000 difference. So that's what shorting the market means. So if now you see this waves 1 and 2 form, and then what you do is you take your extension right here. You take your extension as soon as this forms and you say to yourself, bam, I'm going to target a 1-to-1 extension right over here, first of all, and then my second target will be a 161.8 extension. This is the power, guys. Hey, how's it going, Manum Kayom? That's a cool name. Not bad. So that's how you target it, okay, guys? It's that easy to play. You guys want to see how easy it was to play on even on any downtrend, like on this downtrend as well? Like basically every downtrend has been pretty much the exact same. Let's say you wanted to play this structure right here. It's absolutely no different as well, okay? I'm going to just take a random target right there, this one right there. Then you short the market right there as soon as it breaks down, and you target a 1-to-1 extension or a 1618 extension as well. Oh, what do you know, guys? You actually hit your 1-to-1 extension down over here, and you hit a 1618 extension as well. Really not that difficult to play, right? Once you actually learn how to play these downtrends. So that's how you basically short the market. The majority of my income from trading, 80% of my profit, guys, is actually... Luna's sleeping. She's sleeping behind me right now on the ground on my jacket. Why did I close my position too early? Because I wanted to make $600. That's why, Calvin. And now we bounced back up to $9,100. So I caught the weekend right here of my short, right? And now it bounced back up. I shorted like how many Bitcoin? I shorted 6 Bitcoin, all the way from 9,200 to about $8,900. So now we bounce back up $100. I got a chance to even, I got a chance to start a short position from an even higher price than when I shorted it. So it makes complete sense, right? That's why I took my profit already. Why not? I play these little small bounces when I expect a bounce, and that's what happened. So guys, that's how you play the short once again, okay? I'm gonna draw it out for you guys. You draw your waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. You short it as soon as it breaks the wave 1 support region right there, and then you target a 100 extension, and then you also target a 1618 extension as well, okay? Right there. So this is the power. That's why I was showing you guys my Bitcoin Cash video. People thought I was seriously crazy for guessing, for, you know, quote unquote guessing that it was going to get to those prices. But a lot of the times I just been following these rules for the past few years, and man, oh man, has it ever been profitable, right? So now what we have is something called an inverted flag. Do you guys know this flag pattern right here? Okay, a flag pattern goes like that, okay? And the way that a flag usually works is it goes something like an A, you know, it goes maybe like a B perhaps, right? And it goes like a C position right there. And then it makes an impulse wave up attempt, and it fails right there, and then it makes another ABC, something like that in here. That's where we get a few touches, right? Most of the times it only ends up going something like that because the B is smaller. So a lot of people say that as soon as it makes 5 touches, that's where you end up going long on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is what we call an extended WXY correction in a flag. So this is the technical way to actually see a flag, okay? Yeah, absolutely, Alex. You can short on bitfinex. That's why I play on it. So you guys see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 right here for inverted flag, right? So that's going upwards. Now, how does it look when it goes down? Well, when it goes down, it goes like this. So when you have an inverted flag coming down, you get your waves ABC usually, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that, okay? Just something like that. And then you get yourself an A, you get yourself a B, and then you get yourself a C position right there. And then you end up getting a 1 wave that comes down, that bounces off of it, and a small correction wave up, and then it breaks down to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the correction finishes when you get your A, your B, and your C. So this is the technical way to see an Elliott wave flag pattern that's inverted coming down. A lot of people don't really realize how technical it can be, but this is the traditional way to see an inverted flag, as you guys can see, right? You make your 4 touches, right? And the 5th one always falls short. Sometimes it gets to the top, but not that high, but it usually doesn't get higher than the point of C. So now you also have your 5 touches on there, right? You get your 1, you get your 2, you get your 3, something like that, right? That's your 5 touches for the inverted flagpole. And then here on the 6th one, people like to short the market, and that's exactly where a lot of people enter the shorts. So let's take a look at Bitcoin long versus Bitcoin shorts. So this is my Bitcoin long table, and this is my Bitcoin short table, okay? Now the longs, people are definitely loading up on it, right? They're loading up on it, but the majority of the people that are loading up on it, guys, they're people who are already, or that hold 33,000 Bitcoin. That's the amount of long positions that are there. They're people who are, they've been invested for a long time already in Bitcoin. They're long-term holders. So we see the longs go up from 28,000 to 33,000. But look at the shorts, guys. The shorts are loading up astronomically as well, from 19,000 to 23,000. So literally 4,000, 5,000 Bitcoin shorts have been entered since yesterday morning, which is actually a very significant amount, which shows that the bears are actually wanting to take over right now. So if we draw our inverted flagpole right here, right, we easily see, there's no doubt in my mind that this is now an inverted flagpole, because we easily get our waves 1, 2, 3, 4, et 5, mes amis, and then we see our ABC going up like this as well. A, B, C, right there. So that's your ABC, like that. Make sense? That's your ABC. I'm just gonna make this blue, cause I'm blue, babu-dee, babu-die. If I was blue, I would die, babu-dee, babu-die. So blue's a good color on black. So as you guys can see here now, we are looking like we have that beautiful structure that I'm talking about, where there's 1, 2, then there's maybe gonna be a 3 sometime soon, and a 4, 5 down to over here. And ladies and gentlemen, if we actually call this right here our A, B, C, where this is now waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with our truncated 5th wave position, then we can easily be able to denote this as well as A, B, and a possible C down there. So this is how I'm viewing my Elliott wave right now on a very technical level. Okay, does this make sense to you guys so far? That's okay if Bitcoin goes up. No problem. Good if it goes up. The higher it goes up, the better we can short it. That's my opinion. Now, I'm not fairly confident of this, guys. Like, I'm fairly confident that we're gonna end up getting a major correction to the downside. It's just a matter of when it's gonna happen. Now, don't get me wrong. Like this right here, okay, we could easily just get something like that. We have to remember the mechanics of waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we have to remember that this makes some sort of ABC going upwards like that, right? Where it has a 3-wave structure to the upside. Makes sense? But what we see right now is only a 2-wave structure so far, right? We're looking for maybe another touch. So hopefully we get to like 94, 9500, I'm guessing. Maybe 9300 at the most. But we have to look for this 3-wave structure that's going to form first, which makes the ABC, right? Because this is how we see it on a technical level. Because waves 2 will usually make an ABC first going down, and then we'll hope for wave 4 to make something like an ABCDE, like symmetric triangle, or even a descending triangle, which would be even better, something like that. So if waves 2 makes an ABCDE, what we'll easily see is a possible wave 4 making an ABCDE descending triangle like that. Right? And now we end up getting a beautiful pattern. We call this the rules of indifference according to Elliott wave, where the waves 2 and the wave 4 will alternate like that. Does that make sense? I'm not a jerk, Dylan. I just don't take poop from people, you know? I just stick up for myself, that's all. I'm not really a jerk, guys. Sometimes I'm a jerk, but only to people who deserve to be jerks, you know? So, what if it retraces more than 100% of wave 1? Oh, great question. That's gonna be my favorite thing in life, guys. Woo! Somebody just asked my favorite question. Somebody literally just asked my favorite question. Calvin asked, Dear Philicon, Sir Mr. Fibonacci, what if it retraces more than 100% of wave 1? Great. We're gonna talk about WXY failures even more in detail. So, we have our wave, we have our original 5 waves going up like that. This is how Bitcoin has been thus far. And then Bitcoin made an A, B, C with a truncated C position. And then we had an X wave going up, which failed. And then it made another ABC correction, but this one was pretty deep. And now the structure that we're on right now is that one right there, okay? Which is the impulse wave attempt. And this so far has actually made a W, a X, and a Y. Now we are right here forming this tiny little ABC, okay? This little ABC, like that, right? Which is supposed to be a 3-wave structure right here. Now, if this ends up getting very extended and it falls all the way down, then we would call, if it retraces more than this first impulse wave right here, then instead of calling this ABC, we're actually gonna call this now waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Because then this whole thing will actually start another impulse wave going ABC like that. And then instead of getting a WXY correction, we end up calling it a triple Elliott wave combo. You guys can see it right here, Elliott triple combo, which now ends up making a W, X, a Y. So W is where the impulse wave began, X denotes failure, Y denotes the second ABC correction, X denotes the third, or it's the second impulse wave failure right here, and we finally get a Z down over here, okay? So that is what we call a triple Elliott wave combo. So yes, there is a chance, guys. There's absolutely a chance for us to get a massive correction. Now let's take a look at it from the Bitcoin level right here. So let's say that we end up getting, don't even get me excited about a bear market. You guys know how I feel about bears. And I'm not talking about the ones from San Francisco, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So this is right here, ABC. And then we simply just got another ABC somewhere in there as well, okay? And right now, what we're hoping for is an ABC. Actually, I won't even get that premature yet. We call this a W right here, X, which denotes the failure attempt, and then the Y, which denotes the second ABC that has originally completed. This point right here ends up showing that we've actually failed because we've retraced more than 100% of Elliott wave. So now what we're seeing right here is this as wave 1. And we're hoping for a simple ABC correction of a 3-wave structure like that, right? So something, I don't know, something like that down there. And then we start our impulse wave upwards, and then boom, we make higher highs, and then, you know, we impulsively move up, get to $95 billion, BitConnect will recover, everybody can get their money back. That'd be great. But if this actually does not work out like that, then we would actually end up calling this perhaps waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that instead, okay? Because then it has retraced more than 100% of wave 1, which now will end up making this an extended correction, and this is where the really crappy under 6K scenario comes in, where we get something like that. And then now, instead of calling it WXY, we end up getting a WXYZ, baby, right? And that's where our... Okay, it's not going to go that low, but you guys know what I mean. Just giving you guys an example, all right, of how WXYZ corrections work. So that's a really good question, Calvin. Thank you for asking that. I like smart questions, okay? So now we have to make note of how far this could actually go down if it does go down. All right, let's see how far down it's going to go. Said no girl to me ever. That's kind of sad and depressing. Val! Val, where are you? Val! Val, are you here? Val? Val! I'm just waiting on Val. Oh, nice. Thank you very much, JV. I really appreciate that tip. That $5 is going to get my little doggy like 2 bottles of tequila. 2 tiny little bottles. Luna! You're going to be having some tequila today, girl. Woo! You excited? I'm gonna go get my dog to howl for you guys. Give me a second. I'm just gonna go get her. She's being really lazy right now. Give me a second. I'm gonna go get her to howl. That's a good girl, Luna. Say hi to everybody. 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh! 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh! That's a good girl. You want to do one more for the viewers and say hi to everybody? Because we want a bear market, because you're a really big bear, right? 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh! We don't like those really grumpy ones, okay? We want the 2s. 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh! That's a 3rd one. Why you gotta add a 3rd one in there always, huh? Just try to go for 2, 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh! Don't do a 3rd one. There you go. There you go. You guys see that? She actually only did 3 there. Or she only did 2 there. That's a really good dog. She's the best dog ever. I just had to hit her a few times, right? I had to hit her a few times, and I had to threaten her that I was gonna eat her. And then, of course, I'm sorry, Luna, okay? I'm sorry, little girl. You wanna come on Dad's lap? You want to come on Dad's lap? Come here. That's a good girl. When I set up the webcam, guys, you guys are going to see her on my lap always. She's such a good dog. You're such a good little puppy. I love you. Daddy loves you. Daddy's going to eat you for dinner when you're old. Daddy's not going to bury you. He's not going to cremate you. He's just gonna eat you so you can always be a part of the Asian family, and that's what we do, little puppy. I'm just kidding, guys. I love my dog. I'm not gonna eat her. So now let's talk about Bitcoin and its possible targets, okay? Okay, Luna, okay, Luna, you're getting a little bit too close to my balls, okay? Get down on the ground. Okay. We're gonna talk about Bitcoin possible targets now. So one target that we see that we have to make note of is this golden ratio of the entire structure, because we need to talk about Fibonacci, okay? We're going to talk about Fibonacci, and we're going to draw our Fibonacci tool. If you guys don't know where it is, it's right here. Take your Fibonacci for wave 2, only for wave 1. That's it, okay? And then you take your Fibonacci for wave 4, only for wave 3. And then if you guys take your Fibonacci for only wave 5, you're going to be screwed. Don't ever do that. Always take your Fibonacci for all of the entire wave structure. Because if you guys count this one right here, right? This has got 5 waves inside of there as well. So how is this any different, guys? How is this right here any different than a 5-wave structure that makes one big wave, right? So we have to remember that the Fibonacci for the 5th wave is always taken for all 5 waves. So that's really important to understand, okay? So clearly we see this right here as a possible target. Now we want to ask ourselves, where is the next possible target? Do you guys remember all those extensions I was talking about of 1-to-1? Okay, well, we have a possible target right here as well. We're going to target, this is now wave 1, this is 2, this is 3 somewhere, right? It's going to go somewhere, 3, 4, and 5. Now we ask ourselves, how low can you go? How low can you go, right? Then we take our extension from here to about right there to about right here. And that's kind of it, guys, okay? It's honestly that simple, right? So what we see is our target possibly... Oh, you're welcome, Scott. Thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate that. My dog is going to get super liquored up today. She's going to get so drunk, guys. She loves to get drunk on Fridays. Fridays are her favorite days to drink. It's not Friday. It's actually Tuesday. Tuesdays, I meant, are her favorite days to drink, not Fridays. Definitely, she's a big drinker on Tuesday. So now we easily say to ourselves right here that, all right, well, this could hit a 1-to-1 extension right there. Right, wave 4 could retrace to the territory of wave 1 roughly, and then we say to ourselves, all right, well then wave 5 could also get to around the 7600 range, right around here. Okay, so that is how we're getting our possible targets. So now we say to ourselves, okay, we've got a very defined target range now if it goes down, and our target range could most likely be between 7626 and about 8200 right here. Okay, I drew that a little bit off. So there you guys go. Excuse me. So that is how we derive our targets. And that's all I wanted to show you guys in this specific video. That I want to prove to you guys from Bitcoin Cash how these targets are derived. Now, Robert, don't you say that about my girl. She's my girl, just so you guys know. We're going to Thailand in 2 months together, okay? You guys got to be very careful about what you say about my girl Val there. Thank you very much, Daniel. I really appreciate that. You too, Zarian. My dog is going to get super liquored up today. So I hope you guys have taken away a lot from this video of how we actually use Fibonacci extensions and targets to derive targets, right? Super easy when you actually think about using past data to use 78, 73 is more likely to me. Yeah, we don't know. But we should never ever have one specific range, okay, guys? Or one specific price. We should always use a combination of something that I call a double correlation method. What's the likelihood of this formation failing? Rahaman asked. Well, not that likely, right? It just seems like the stars are aligning right now. So we have to make note that this is a very viable target just based on all Fibonacci extensions and numbers. And now we're going to look at some indicators, okay, to see how it's looking so far as well. Let's go look at the daily chart. Look at those green candles. My God, it's so bullish right now. Everything's gone to the skies. Did you guys catch this uptrend? That was so beautiful. So we're just going to, you guys need to calm down sometimes. Like, it's just a candle. So yeah, so here we're getting a series of, you know, a massive candle right here. This candle right here is called a bearish spinning top. I'm just gonna Google it for you guys to show you. Okay, this is called bearish spinning top, which is a really a massive. Whoa, I didn't mean to play that video right there. So this is called a bearish spinning top, right there, where, you know, it looks like it's like that. This one right there, basically, okay, on an uptrend. It's a really nasty candle to see. So right here at the end of the massive uptrend, we would have expected it to maintain its momentum. But this could also be seen as tweezer tops, right? Imagine two little tweezers with actual wicks, right? The open of this candle, or sorry, the close of this candle is the same as the open of this candle. So yes, the bulls tried to push it really high up, but we got a series of a rejection to the downside. And we've got about 9 hours left to go for the daily close, and we're getting a doji candle, which is an indecision candle. And the volume is okay. Excuse me, I completely burped there by accident. I'm drinking Pepsi already in the morning. So it's not really looking like the most stable candle. If you want a stable candle, you look at a candle like, I don't know, like this one right there with a massive hammer in volume, right? That's a really stable candle right there. Or maybe you look at a hammer on the very bottom. That looks fairly decent like that. And now if we look on the MACD, it's not really ticking upwards, guys. It's definitely still on a downwards trend, right? I mean, this looks like it's ticking upwards, but it might even end up just curving down for a few more days. Despite us looking like we're gaining strength in the market, you got to also be able to see this as well. I'm going to show you guys something. You got to be able to look at RSI and realize the type of patterns that it makes as well, right? And this kind of pattern is what, guys? It's an inverted flag, okay? Oh yeah, Chelsea, anybody's welcome to come to Thailand. I want to go visit my awesome friend Mel. Hey Mel, are you watching this video? Mel! Mel! Let's see if Mel's watching the video. No, I don't think Mel's watching the video. If she was, she would have said something already. Anyways, she's in Thailand, and I want to go visit my friend Kong. Let's see if Kong is here as well. Let's see if Kong's watching. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of friends right now in Bangkok that I want to go visit and just kind of chill with and have a lot of fun. We're probably gonna hang out with our good friend Molly because it's kind of like my favorite thing in the world. When not often, but like it's fun. But anyways, this is also could be seen as a bearish inverted flag, right? So we have to make note of that as well. If we look at it on many other time frames, we're not really seeing a series of rejection candles to the upside. We're more so seeing a bearish pattern right now. Now, don't get me wrong, we could still uptick to $9,500, $9,600, but nevertheless, we have to acknowledge this type of bearish pattern, right? Here, it's so clear to me, right? It's so, like, look at this, guys. If you count the waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that any different than right here, guys? When we really look at it, right? We see kind of 5 waves coming down like that, and we also see the bearish flag just like that on the RSI. So yeah, you could definitely draw your Elliott wave sometimes on RSI as well. And this, you know, looks like it's just doing a very decent retracement of the RSI here, probably the 618 range right there. Boom, goes into the golden pocket for the RSI. Now it's got a really good chance to end up downtrending, right? So we have to see it from many different perspectives when we do technical analysis, and we try to see which way it leans more than the other way. So I'm seeing some signs of support right here, right? Some signs of support, but now you got to acknowledge the volume, guys. Right? Is it really support? Where are the buyers? Why are they not rushing in? If you look on a lower time frame as well here, there's really, the volume is okay. It's just okay. We're just barely puncturing through this support right here, right? The bears are trying, but not quite yet. And that's because I still expect it to make some sort of ABC correction to the upside before breaking back down. So we might even get another touch. But unfortunately, guys, I've got to change my bias to short-term bear, right? So we might on the high side get to a possible target of about 90. I'm guessing maybe 9,500, even one more touch up there. but that's really the highest that I think it could go. And then on the low side, I do believe it's going to get anywhere between $7,600 and even 8,200. So yeah, that's where I stand with my technical analysis, and I'll take some questions, and I hope that it's helped you guys. No, I don't look at stochastic. I only look at normal RSI. What is the time frame for BTC to hit their predicted target? No idea. I don't do time analysis. I'm too lazy to do time analysis, and it takes too much time. No pun intended. I made it funny. I made it funny. So yeah, I don't do time analysis because it takes too much time. Once again. Dear Philicon, how do you ladder up for a short? Really good question. It depends on their time frame, right? I'll give you guys a really good example of when I laddered for my shorts around here in the 9,500 range, okay? So around here, I was laddering up for my shorts, right? Last night, I played a little bit of it. It was automatic. So the way I ladder up for my shorts is I look for signs of bearish divergence. For example, on the 15-minute chart, it was clear as day, okay? It was clear as day that we were losing steam. What you guys want to do is go to a lower time frame and draw a slope trend line across your RSI, right? Notice how we're going sideways here, okay? We're going sideways here, but what do you notice about the RSI? It's actually losing strength, okay? Just because something is going up does not mean that it's going up, right? If you look right here, sure, we're seeing a series of it going upwards, right? But if you look on the RSI on a 15-minute chart, what do you see? You see bearish signs, right? Do you guys see what I'm saying? So this is how you spot signs of bearish divergence. That signals to me, Philicon, it's time to short the market. So I look for a series of higher highs on the candles, just like this right there, but then I start to notice bearish signs of divergence. Here, I'm starting to notice it's getting weak already. Here, I notice it's even getting weaker, right? So that's how I'm just able to ladder up my shorts. So perhaps I'll start laddering right here, right? I'll start laddering right here because I see signs of weakness already. And then I'll just wait and I'll be very patient. And then I see, oh, finally, we actually reached another peak. And you would have drawn this a long time ago, right? This right here you'd have drawn, but you would have extended it out already. And as soon as you see this peak right there, you're like, okay, it's time to short the market right there. And that's how you ladder up your shorts. Just like how you ladder up your buys when you're coming down. And here as well, right? It was kind of a shorter term. This was a very long term one, right? We've got a lot of time to load up on shorts. But here, on a very short time frame, you can even go to a 10-minute chart if you guys have access to that. Actually, that one didn't show it well. On the 15-minute chart right here, right? We're getting a series of sideways trend, but we're losing steam in the market, coming down. So here, I was just loading up my shorts. I'm like, okay, well, I made note of this right here, right? I made note, first of all, of this range right there. I'll show you guys in the green box first where I shorted it. I'm like, okay, that's where the wick was. That's where the body is. So I'm going to use this range right here to just ladder up my shorts and take advantage of all the people that are FOMO buying. And shorting, laddering, it's all taking advantage of people FOMO buying, right? So you just keep laddering up your shorts right there and just create these little limits. And then surely enough, people don't really realize the power of losing steam in the market when you're looking at RSI. And that's why my win percentage is incredibly high for when I short. That's why I specialize in shorting. I'm not a bull in any way. I focus on shorting because I see a lot of bearish signs of divergence. I realize, hey, if I can specialize in what people don't specialize in, maybe I can be better at it and make more money. Yeah, no, I don't see a bullish scenario. I'm sorry, man. Someone asked me if I see a bullish scenario. No, I don't see any bullish scenario. Unless I'm completely wrong and you know, this ends up making the original Elliott wave count that I projected of this one making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this here makes the bullish ABC, which I originally thought, right? And then this makes some sort of weird structure. And let me show you guys the weird structure that it sometimes can make, right? Where, you know, sometimes we get 5 waves coming down like that, and then the third wave comes down too far. So this one makes some sort of really weird wave like that, where it ends up making like a another like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming upwards like that, right? So sometimes the bear could be mistaken for a different kind of ending fifth wave formation. So perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps this could be entirely wrong, and this is just making your, you know, your 5 waves for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that, and then we actually end up breaking to the upside. So yeah, I could be entirely wrong. I think the best way to see if this is actually properly accurate is just to take the Fibonacci of this range right here. And if we break higher than, for example, you know, this range right there, like $9,800, I'd say, right there, then definitely we would take off the bearish scenario. So if we break $9,900 rather, bearish scenario is completely off the table. So right now, I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit higher, and I'm ready to short this bad boy here, because I'm leaning more towards bear right now. Where can we short other than Bitfinex? I know that you can short on BitMEX. I know you can short on Poloniex. I know you can short on CMEX. I don't really know. It would just be a matter of going to CoinMarketCap, Googling all of the exchanges, and seeing if they offer margin trading available as well. So yeah, exactly. We break 9.8K. You know, I don't know about that, Chris, but if we break 9.8K, there's a good chance for us to actually, you know, end up uptrending. Thank you very much, Lady Jane. Please don't do that next time, okay? Always keep it within your means. I appreciate it very much. And so does my dog. Like, she's got a lot of liquor fund already, so don't worry about her too much. She's actually getting started already. Like, I've got this little baby bottle that I just keep next to my dog Luna, and it's just full of tequila. And sometimes I put Bacardi 151 in it. She also likes the 70 proof stuff. She's kind of hardcore, that little dog. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it to this right now, guys. And I think I'm just going to end the video. It's been going a little bit longer than I thought it would already, at about 40 minutes. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the technical analysis. I appreciate all the donations and the super chat tips that you guys have given me. I promise it'll go to really good use of getting my dog extremely drunk. Other than that, have yourselves a great day, guys. And thank you very much for tuning in. And I will keep you guys updated throughout the day. Bye now. Take care.